I'm doing completely different stuff today because I feel like it. So I'm spinning today. Because, hey, I spin yarn. Did anybody know that? Nobody knows that. Nobody over here, anyway. Well, hope you are too. Been too long. It has. I've not been good about the streaming. The streaming sort of fell apart in February. Um, as a lot of things fall apart in February, apparently. Well, now you can't really see this. Hang on. Hang on. The goal of today is I got this fiber spinning fiber advent calendar back in December and only got like 4 of the little balls done, so I'm gonna see how many of these I can do today is what's going on today, and we're just gonna hang out and chat and chill. It'll be very chill. Lots of chilling today. There we go. Good to have you back. It is good to be back. Well, I am going to turn on this chat on the screen here. However, I am going to make it smaller. How's that? We'll do that. At least maybe I can see chat a little bit. There we go. Now I can see what's what. It's also super awkward with the microphone stretching across the room. Angles are probably terrible. Where did I even put the yarn that I was spinning? There we go. So we're currently working on this fluff. It's all gray and blue and pretty. And this is where everybody gets to find out how bad I am at this. I'm good at this, I swear. Do. Angles here are just... The angles are not great. Not ideal. Ooh. I'm discovering my floor is slightly tilted as well. That's even better. Even better. We love that. I might have to change out my chair. Okay. Silence while I start. There we go. There we go. I can spin yarn. Don't know if I can read chat while I do it, but that'll be the challenge today. Really wishing I had a slightly bigger wheel right now. You have to lean over quite so far. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you being weird? It's a relaxing hobby, I swear. Camera angles are kind of terrible for this, aren't they? Oh well. A little too late now. Yeah, general plan for today is just do this, listen to some music. And when I get tired of this, it'll either be end of stream or we'll switch over to do something else. And by tired, I mean physically tired, because spinning actually, like, to do it, like, properly ergonomically. Let's just keep running away from me. to do it properly ergonomically actually requires you to like use your muscles. You can't shrimp and spin. No shrimp spinning. There we go. This camera effect is really not doing me any favors for this. I might have to turn that off. Oops. This actually requires quite a bit of concentration. Who knew? I mean, I did. I knew. This camera angle is starting to bother me. It does not capture the look and feel of this. I might have to mess around with things. It'd be really cool. That'd be really cool if I could stick you guys on my microphone stand, actually. You could see what I'm doing a lot better. Maybe I'll try that. She says right as she gets into a good flow. It's super cool if I could clip you guys to the spinning wheel, but I think that would shake way too much. So I'm going to finish this fluff. And then we'll take a short break while I reconfigure camera angles, I think. Maybe I'll preemptively run an ad break so we can get that out of the way. And in case, woo, well, I broke it. In case anybody's wondering, yes, I did knit my own sweater. I don't know if anybody's wondering, but I did in fact knit this sweater. Also, the socks that, oh, you totally can't see. There. Also those socks. That's not an awkward angle at all. Where did I put? Oh, way over there. I wish I had a proper orifice hook. essentially a very long, skinny crochet hook. And I did in fact buy one at one point, except it was... did not think it through. This orifice hook was really neat. It turns out bullet casings are exactly the right weight for an orifice hook. They make fantastic handles. So this one particular maker just took the casings and filled them full of resin and stuck a hook in it, and it made a fantastic orifice hook. So I happily bought one and stuck it in my carry-on luggage, trying to go home through the airport. And lo and behold, it turns out they don't like if you try to take bullet casings in your carry-on luggage at the airport. Who knew? So I lost my one and only orifice hook to the airport security people. I was very sad. Oh, come on, wheel, why? Oops. Why are you being like this? Why are you being like this? Don't be like this. Don't need to be like this. Talking to your tools absolutely helps. Don't question it. Compliments to the sweater and socks. I admire the talent. Oops. Thanks. Sweater was actually a test knit that I did for a designer last year. Because when you write patterns and you want people to like test them before you sell them for real, so you basically like release the beta version of the pattern to a handful of people, and then they make it and tell you where you're wrong. And in return, they get the pattern for free. Usually along with some other free patterns from the designer. So I thoroughly enjoyed making this one. It's got all sorts of fun octopuses all over it. Octopuses? Octopodes? Octopi? What pluralization of octopus do we like? Why are you making sounds, Esmeralda? Oh, because your pin's loose, that's why. Also, spinning wheels typically have names. Frequently female names. Probably stereotyping, but yeah, spinning wheels have names. My spinning wheel's name is Esmeralda. She came to me with that name. And she's an antique flax wheel. Potentially European in origin. I don't actually know. I should have written down what the lady I bought her from told me. Alas, I did not. Oops, that's too thick. That's just a huge chunk of flax. Okay. There's flax in the yarn, or in the fiber that I'm spinning today, which I still have not mastered because it's different than wool. Like, it feels different, it looks different, it behaves different. It's different. Which is proving to be a fun new challenge. Why do you like this? Dry band keeps popping off. Might need a little spinning wheel. Might need a little spinning wheel TLC. What are you doing? What are you doing? Not behaving at all today. Because I moved you, isn't it? You're angry at me because I moved you. She had been sitting in the living room before. Let's try that. She's never happy with me when I move her to a different room. I mean, she's 150 years old. She's allowed to get cranky when I move her. Go. We're almost done. I don't know if it's good or bad that absolutely none of the spinning wheel chatter is getting picked up. I suppose it's probably for the best, but I find it quite charming. Spinning wheel chatter being the like all the little rattles and squeaks that a spinning wheel makes. You know, they chatter. I find it a very soothing sound, but I could see how somebody might find it irritating. Especially alongside chill music, which is what we're going for today. This is the part where it gets a little bit trickier to spin because it's the end of the fluff. Everything's not lining up as nicely. Oh well, we're gonna roll with it. It's fine. So come on, come on. Esmeralda, come on, just like 2 more minutes. Give me 2 more minutes. And then I promise we'll do a nice little tune-up. Of course, I didn't do that either before I started, because that would have been, like, smart. Wow. Why? Just, just one more moment. Come on. Got like 2 grams of fluff to spin. Just have this tiny little bit. Let's go. Let's go. All right. She's demanding attention. Pro chatter myself? Okay. I'm covered in fuzz. She is unhappy. So we're going to take a little 5-minute break and I'm going to reconfigure this situation so we have better camera angles. And make my wheel work nicer. So let's everybody take 5. I'll preemptively run some ads. So go take a break. We'll be back in 5. I think the camera doesn't rattle too much if we're doing this. But also I finished spinning all the fluff. So yay, there's that. Oh, it's music loud. There we go. Trying new stuff today. But yeah. We're gonna try this for a bit. See how this works. However, now I need to get the yarn off of this bobbin, and that requires a ball winder, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to clamp it to. Yeah. Well, we're going to clamp it onto the desk over here. And hope for the best. It's a lot of what today is. It's doing stuff and hoping for the best. Just gotta find my end here. Oh, where's the end? Are you the end? Aha! Oh, and do want drive band off. So we want the drive band off. As I tangle it in the wheel. And okay, we'll just take the drive band all the way off. How's that? Goodness. Unnecessary complications. Oh goodness. And then I'm trying to start this ball winder over here, which is of course absolutely not working. There we go. Ah. Alright. Well, we're gonna get a little bit of chatter off of the tools, but you know, that's just how it is today. Anyway, hello chat, how are we doing today? Look, we're a real makers and crafting stream now. We have a close-up of the crafting. Honestly, this is probably a good thing, because my lights all died earlier today. Haven't seen someone use one of these in ages. Yeah, this is actually an antique too. This spinning wheel is like a 150-year-old antique flax wheel. So, you know, I have had so much screen time this week, and I didn't want any more screen time, you know? I wasn't feeling the video games today. I wanted to do something actually with my hands. So, here we are, creating yarn. Oops. As this slowly rolls into view so you can't even see the pretty yarn. How dare I? So I'm spinning some fluff that I got in an advent calendar back in December. And this is what I'm doing now. Because in sad news, I had applied for a job that I was very excited about. And after 3 months of interviews and waiting, I finally found out I did not get the job, which also sucks because the job that I did have at a startup company sort of went away, as startup companies do. So I find myself applying to everything under the sun, and in the meantime, I guess I'm a full-time streamer because that's paying the bills. It's not. It's absolutely not. It's paying for a few video games. Okay, fine. If you want to be that way, then be that way. Wow, Esmeralda, why are you like this? She just doesn't like being on camera, I guess. This is fine. This is how we're doing it today, then. She's making some sounds. She doesn't like this. Oh, and there's the join to the leader, so if I just sort of untwist that, then that part stays on the wheel, and then this part gets wound into the ball, which I'll show you guys in a second. Let's angle that up slightly. There we go. So there's what we just spun. This is hard. There we go. No, bluish gray, bit of like orangey yellow. Honestly, not my most even spin. I have done better. But I can stick it back in its box, which is this box over here. And we can get the 6th day of fluff, which is this. It's been some very pretty blues and purples. We love antiques. Brain got sidetracked by work. I mean, yeah. I mean, as you probably should. It is a work day for most people. Alright, let's put that back down there. This is going to be vaguely interesting because you guys are now sitting on the part where I usually put the fluff as I'm trying to spin it, just to keep it out of my way. So this could get fun. That's not the way. That's not the way. Come on, fluff. Here we go. This is also great because I am now like not facing the computer. And then I can rotate that. And then I don't have to like look behind me to read chat. What a wild concept. All right, let's put this dry band back. Oops, as I put you guys, let's put the dry band back on. Or not. leader through the orifice with my tiny crochet hook that is not a proper orifice hook. There is so much fiber on my microphone right now. It's hilarious. Okay. Oh wait, this is not how I want to do this. I want to separate some fibers in the leader. I said we want to separate some fibers in the leader. Separate some fibers in your leader. That doesn't even make sense. It's really cool to have like a two camera kind of setup here. So you can see like the close up of what my hands are doing. Once you can actually, so you can see what the wheel's doing. Maybe I'm thinking too much in terms of tutorials though. I don't know if anybody actually cares what my hands are doing. I think most people just want to see the pretty colors go on the wheel. On the bobbin, rather. That will not do. Accidentally got a thick spot. I'm trying to spin even yarn. Am I succeeding? Not really, especially when the dry band pops off for no discernible reason. And by no discernible reason, I mean that was not tight. That's what I mean for no discernible reason, in that there is absolutely a very obvious mechanical reason. And, yeah. Oh, I so deeply appreciate that I can just put the microphone wherever I want it now. Oh, this is much better than what I was trying to do before. Still not the ideal chair, but I think it's better than my other chair. Seriously? Seriously, Esmeralda, why? If any spinners are actually watching this, they'll be like, it's because of this. Well, okay. Let's try. I tried tightening. Will that work? If I do that, maybe that'll work. I should probably move hooks while I'm at it. Otherwise, we'll get a bump, and bumps cause tangles, and we don't want either of these things. There we go. Maybe. No, there we don't go. Why are you so angry with me today? What if we loosen the tension? That seems excessively loose. Let's try that. Now, of course, I've got a thick spot in my yarn. It's fine, we can fix it. Apparently, less tension was the answer. She's working great now. Just gotta loosen up and relax, apparently. I'll say I'm impressed with the image stabilization on this camera. Oops, there's a huge clump here. I'm impressed with the image stabilization on this camera because in real life, I can see the camera like physically shaking as I'm spinning, which is why I thought this angle wasn't going to work. But it doesn't look like the video's shaking, or at least the video preview that I'm looking at is too small for me to see it. So that's kind of cool. Oops, wrong way, wrong way. Nope, that's not a good sound. Why are you clicking like that? That's a bad sound. I don't want that sound. We don't like clicking sounds. Chatter is one thing. We don't want to click. What is... It's bad. Why are you doing that? Oh. And on my fumbling around, the pin came loose again. Yeah, that was it. The pin that holds in one of the bits that the wheel is connected to. They have a name. I don't know what it is. These, oh, this part that you absolutely can't see because it's behind the wheel. This thing has this pin way down here. It'll rattle, turns out. It's learning so many things today. You'd think I'd never spun yarn before. I swear I have. I even knit it into something. one day, when I am much better at fiber arts, but I would like to go through the full process of shearing a sheep, processing the fleece, spinning it all, and then turning it into a sweater. I want to go sheep to sweater one day. I think that would be just so cool. And like understanding just how much work goes into a single garment. It's insane how much work goes into a single garment. Like, just knitting a sweater takes so much work. And that doesn't even cover turning the fiber into yarn or dyeing it the different colors. It doesn't account for producing the fiber in the first place, getting it off the sheep. Like, the modern clothing industry just hides so much work from us. And you learn how much work it is to make a t-shirt, and you're like, why is this t-shirt only $5 instead of, why is this t-shirt so expensive? It's why is this t-shirt only this much? Dramatic shift in thinking. The modern clothing industry being what it is. Tell people, like, people find out that I do fiber crafts and they're like, oh, you should open a business and sell your stuff. And I'm like, no, because it would never, I could never actually sell it for an amount of money to make it worth it. Oops. I was talking about bumps earlier. I've accidentally made a really big one. But like this socks that I'm wearing. If I'm really dedicated, I can do a sock a week. So like, let's say it takes 10 hours to make a pair of socks. It probably takes longer than that. Sorry, my leg's trying to cramp. Say it takes like 10 hours to make a pair of socks. Materials aside, if I want to make a living wage, which where I live is about $20 an hour, that would make this pair of socks that I'm currently wearing $200. Nobody's paying $200 for a pair of socks. And it honestly probably takes longer than 10 hours to make a pair of socks by hand. So like, unless you can really sell yourself to a very rich clientele on the story of handmade, blah, 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 locally sourced, independent, entrepreneurial, woman-owned business, blah, 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 whatever story you want to tell. But unless you can get a really rich clientele that's willing to pay for that stuff, your average person is not going to pay you $200 for a pair of socks. And that's like one of the most basic things. So, yeah. Selling handmade stuff is not profitable. Sorry, I've been ignoring chat. Yeah, fast fashion. I remember crocheting the king size. Hang on as I pay attention to my yarn, and then I'll read chat. Nope. Apparently I can't spin and read chat at the same time. 1 second. There we go. I remember crocheting the king size blanket we have on our bed and realizing I spent like $60 on it, and the actual price of the blanket would have easily been well over $100. Oops. Sorry, guys. I actually source all my yarns from outside the country because it's cheaper and also the quality is really good. Not that I have anything against the US for their yarns, but the price is outrageous. Yeah. And because, like, there's a whole thing about domestic fibers that, and like basically all countries are facing this, where like all the manufacturers get their yarn from like one place, and if you don't happen to be that one place, like, let's you're a massive like factory farm, like who's actually buying the fiber to turn into yarn?
C1 Aborn gifted 1 subscriptions.
Yeah. It's a whole thing. The whole system's just like extremely broken. There's really no way out of it unless you have the extreme privilege of being able to either make your own stuff, but even then, where are the materials coming from? Or if you happen to be able to pay people that are doing it all sustainably and ethically and all that stuff. But that's how you end up with $200 pairs of socks. So. It's a whole problem for which I'm not sure there is a solution. Clayborn, thank you for the tier 1 sub gifts. Are you a fiber or acrylic person? I like natural fibers. I think they feel nice. Not that I have anything against acrylic. I have an entire tub of acrylic yarn. Like a massive plastic tote bin full of acrylic yarn. So I have nothing against acrylic. But if I had the option, I think wool feels nicer. So what I'm spinning right now is, I don't remember what breed of sheep, but it is a wool silk flax blend. And I find it just absolutely fascinating how like different blends of fibers, whoops. Come on. Like just different blends of fibers can give you a completely different feeling. Like it feels different to work with, the finished garment, object, whatever, like the finished yarn feels different. Whatever you make out of it feels different. I suppose you can kind of do the same thing with acrylic, because depending on how it's been processed, you can get everything from like that fuzzy blanket yarn to very smooth, like classic yarn, the dreaded eyelash yarn, all those various other novelty yarns. Yeah, nothing against acrylic. The, my normal camera angle when I'm sitting in my chair with the, I guess it probably looks like a stripy blanket on the back of the chair, but it's actually a sweater, and that is all entirely acrylic. I have several sweaters made out of acrylic, actually. So. But if I have the privilege of working with wool, I will work with wool. So like the sweater I'm wearing today is wool. I'd cry if I got eyelash yarn. A little baby knitter me many years ago made fingerless gloves out of eyelash yarn because it was like the trendy thing at the time. I super can't recommend it. It was miserable to knit. They kind of suck to wear. I met and having it on your hands all the time, like I managed to like mat it and like kind of felt it, even though it's acrylic and you're not supposed to be able to felt it. I somehow did. Because I was bound and determined to wear those things because I made them, gosh darn it. I'm sure I still have them somewhere, but oof, they're not good. Cannot recommend. So much fiber on me. I don't even know. I'm gonna have to sweep my floor when I'm done. So soliciting ideas. My birthday is next week. And I feel like I need to do something for that. But I don't know what's like a good streamer birthday thing to do. So I see people do like subathons and stuff, but I don't know if that's like a thing. I don't know. And then like, what game? Or do we do this? Or like, I don't know. There's too many choices, and I have no idea. But I feel like some kind of birthday celebration thing next week needs to happen. I'd say like stream every day or something, but that's already out the window. I definitely can't do that. There's too much going on. Surprisingly busy for an unemployed person. But I could do like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe. Just doing a normal stream, owning it as a birthday stream. It's a good option. All right. Oops. Oh, this is way too much. Way too much twist. Back up, back up. Can't see, but I'm fixing it, I swear. Oh, that's a lot of twist in there. Oh my. Oh my. This is too much twist. Hang on, I gotta untwist this a little. This is a little extreme. Yeah, okay, that's better. Could make a game with chat. I could do something like that. What kind of a game? No. Some kind of chat game. Anything chat suggests. Anything chat suggests that I have the ability to do. Because, I'm sure chat can come up with all kinds of crazy ideas that I do not have the skills for. I guess that's what learning's for. I can learn skills. Make a fun Twitch extension. What counts as fun? See, this is the problem. Like, these are great ideas. Like, what is fun? I guess if everybody knew what is fun, it'd be a lot easier to get to be a streamer. There's so much blue fluff on my leggings right now. I look like Cookie Monster when I'm done. Part of me wants to make like a cozy game about crafting, like knitting or crochet or spinning or something. I don't really know how to gamify that without turning it into like a business sort of thing. And I just, as per my rant earlier about why it's not worth it trying to sell your finished handmade objects, I don't know if I necessarily want to promote that with a game. So I don't know what the game is. Might have to be some kind of story-driven game. Literally weaving spells, perhaps? Sort of like a potion-making game, but instead of potions, you're making, like, tapestries and whatever that have spells woven in. I don't know, maybe there's something there. Definitely do not stick your fingers in the spinning flyer like I just did. These things are very sharp. Don't do that. Rar. Yarn. This is like a super zoom in on a dwarf textile worker in the fortress. A little bit, I suppose. We were just trying to come up with ideas for birthday stream stuff since it's my birthday week next week. Oh god, I'm so covered in fluff. Oh my god. So are the sound bites? I didn't hear it, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. No, it's just really quiet. Well, it's really quiet for me. That's fine. Oops. I tilted you guys. Let's not do that. The fluff. There's so much fluff. Sadly, I don't also know how to weave, so I can't go full dwarf textiles. Weaving is not a craft I've picked up as of yet. I am limited to knitting and crochet and some very pathetic attempts at embroidery. Love, get out of here. Ow. So since there's flax in this fiber, there's occasionally little bits of flax that, are not the nice spinning kind of fibers. There's just like little splinters. Not quite, they're not thin enough to be splinters, but, you know, if they catch you just wrong, they really hurt. It's very upsetting. Incidentally, that is probably where the story of Sleeping Beauty came from, because, you know, she's said to have pricked her finger on a spindle of a spinning wheel. You will notice there's nothing sharp and pointy on the spinning wheel. Like, there is nothing... Wait for it to stop. With the exception of these little hooks, there is nothing sharp on this spinning wheel. There is nothing to prick your finger on. So what it probably actually is a weird translation. From way back when they were spinning flax fibers. And as I was just lamenting about how there's sharp bits in here, you could absolutely prick your finger on a sharp bit of flax. So the theory is it's a really weird translation, mistranslation, carrying on of a bit of story that doesn't actually make any sense if you know anything about spinning wheels. More than I can do. I have the standard bachelor's ability to sew on a button badly. So do I. My sewing skills are... I don't have them. I can sew well enough to, like, put pieces of a sweater together, but, like, joining knitted or crocheted pieces together is not the same thing as, like, actually sewing a garment. It's different. So that's getting to be a large bump. Let's move that. Sewing is just not one of those skills I picked up. I opted for extra band class in high school instead. I was the science and band nerd. I did not do any home ec in high school. I figured if I really needed to sew later in life, I could pick that up on my own. Which is true. I'm certain I could pick it up if I wanted to, I just haven't wanted to. I have enough other crafty friends that sew that if I really need something done, we can do, like, an exchange of labor. Like, they can sew me something and I'll knit them something. It's just not a skill I've needed to pick up myself. Quiz... Oh, I can't say names. Gazasu? Hi, scrolling through was sliding the hook on my wheel and found you. Welcome on in. This is a bit of an aberration of a stream. I just felt like doing something completely different today. Normally I'm playing video games, but, you know, felt like doing yarn stuff today. As I inhale a huge chunk of fiber, don't mind me. Trying to figure out what to do for birthday week next week. It's the other thing. Did technical drawing rather than any home ec and was also terrible at that. I had like half a term of that. It was kind of fun. Basically anything involving dexterity is my dumb stat. I think dexterity must be my spellcasting ability. I'm not sure if it's strength or constitution that's my dump stat. Let's see if I can rearrange this angle to be slightly more ergonomic. My arm's starting to hurt, which is not good. Pain is bad. We had this one course in high school that for some weird reason it was half the year was drafting and the other half of the year was like electrical, like trades, installing electrical outlets and stuff in houses. Like, I don't know, but it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I got to satisfy my need to stick a screwdriver in an outlet, which is highly unrecommended. We had these frames that were absolutely not connected to power. They were completely separate, like practice frames that there was no power. It was just like an outlet attached to some 2x4s so that we could practice wiring. So I got to satisfy that, you know, that intrusive thought to stick something in the power outlet. Ooh, that's... Fiber gets everywhere. Totally does. I hated any sewing at school. It sounds like a lot of people did, and I don't fully get it. It seems like sewing would be like such a nice, relaxing activity, although my not being at all versed in sewing myself, most of my sewing experience is watching YouTubers sew, so of course it looks all like nice and aesthetic. But like the amount of historical sewing content I consume on YouTube is stunning. I could probably take an exam on historical sewing techniques on paper. Like, not that I can do anything, any of them. But if you ask me to describe it, boy can I. Pass a paper exam, no problem. I had this notion that I might pick up sewing for making LARP costumes. One of my friends is trying real hard to get me into LARPs and it's working. I don't have any kind of costumes. But I was thinking I might try learning to sew for that. That might be the thing that makes me learn. But then I looked more seriously at how much work it was going to be just to like sew a shirt. And you know what? I have money and respect for artisans, and I will pay somebody to make stuff for me. It's not for me. The other thing I need to figure out is what I'm gonna make with all this yarn when I'm done. So I've got 12, like, essentially gradients. Like, all together they kind of work as a gradient. But I have no idea what to make. So the yarn isn't... I'm not particularly good at this, so the yarn isn't super consistent. So I don't know that I want to go so far as to, like, make something super visible like a sweater. But it's definitely not nice enough to make, like, socks out of. It'd be pretty nubbly. I don't want to walk around on that. I don't really need to be sticking flax fibers in my feet, you know? So, I don't know. Maybe some kind of shawl that hangs up in my background just to go, hey, look, I made a thing. Or it can sit on the shelf with my other hand spun for years while I contemplate what it wants to be. It's just gonna ask that. Yeah, if you got any ideas, I am open to being inspired. Why are you not doing the thing? It's gonna be like a... What is the color range here? Sort of starts off in oranges and then goes into pinks. And then rolls into blues and purples. Pause for a moment. As I try to show off things. So that's the first color. It's pretty orangey. And then like a couple colors further down, whoops. A couple colors further down it gets like pink. And then rolls into like the blues like we're doing now, and then it gets into the super dark like indigo, purple, blue, whatever this is. shawls work, I sell mine. So I was actually talking earlier about how I feel like it's not worth it to sell stuff, because like, oh, don't throw that on the floor. Stay on the counter, please. Because like, just to make a living wage for the amount of time that goes into a handmade item, like, it's not worth it. On the other hand, if you've been knitting for a while and you just have too many things and like, what am I even going to do with all this? Just getting it out of the house is perhaps the priority. Rainbow shawl? Ooh. Oops, that's not twisted. Hang on. Sell the yarn mainly along with small items. Okay. I'm also not especially prolific of a crafter, so like, stock would be extremely low at all times. And also, like, it's my hobby, and I don't want it to be a business, you know? Sometimes hobbies are just hobbies, as I sit here attempting to monetize it as creation, content creation. Don't listen to me. I'm a massive hypocrite. But it is primarily my hobby. Like, I'm not really trying to monetize this. Also, my yarn is not good enough to sell yet. There's a yet in there. But I've only really been not even seriously spinning. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. I finished 4 spinning projects. Like 400-gram skeins of yarn. So more practice needed before I'm feeling confident enough to like give it to other people to work with. Certainly if there's money involved. A full-time job helps keep the wheels turning on the camper van. Yeah. I have many other hobbies and would not like to make spinning a full-time job, as I would lose the love for it. Yeah, that's exactly it. As soon as you do something full-time. You know, they say do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life, but no. You do what you love, eventually it becomes work. It's great to love what you do, but it's still work. So. I'm fine with monetizing the coding stuff, because that is my job. Was my job, has been my job. I'm a full-stack software developer by trade. By the way, if anybody needs a full-stack software/web developer, if anybody's hiring, I'm looking. Or like, maybe intermediate game dev? Got the coding background, I just don't have the game dev background just yet. Dancing's another one that I can't fathom trying to monetize, like, dancing. Obviously, there's pros, like professional dancers who dance for a living, and that just blows my mind. Like the amount of time and dedication and like, oh. I've got a competition coming up at the end of the month. And like the amount of time and money I'm putting into that, I can't imagine actually like getting money out of it ever. It's like the amount of time and money you have to put into it before you can start getting money back out of it. Cool. Not me. I will never be a professional dancer. But I will enjoy it as a hobby. Relatively serious hobby. I suppose the content creation hobby now is going to be the full-time job for a little bit while I hunt for a quote-unquote real job. I mean, the dream would be that the content creation just, like, takes off and I don't need the quote-unquote real job, but I have not been at it long enough for that. Just being realistic. Be a long time before this pays the bills. But one day. Especially if I ever edit, like, the month's worth of VODs that I'm behind. I have ideas for a, I don't know, real YouTube channel where I do, like, stuff that I don't stream, but actually make coding projects of some sort. But then the problem, again, is just, like, idea generation. It has to be something that I actually want to do, that people actually want to watch. And if that part were easy, we'd all be YouTubers. Hobby is good. Where's your wheel from? It looks German or Latvian, that sort of thing. It very well may be. I bought it from a lady that refurbishes antique spinning wheels, so I don't know where she's originally from, but she's somewhere between 100 and 150 years old. Possibly from Europe. And she's a little itty bitty flax wheel. And I love her very much, even when she's a little bit ornery and, well, then we have to have a conversation and I have to figure out what it is that she wants so that she'll actually spin for me. And we've just agreed to disagree on spinning the other direction to ply yarn, so I can only spin singles on her. She does not ply, because I can't make her spin the other direction and keep the drive band on. It's fine. We've come to an understanding. It's fine. I just ply stuff either on a drop spindle or I have an electric wheel. Although I've currently loaned that out to a friend, so I don't have that right now. So I suppose these will have to get plied on a drop spindle. Unless I want to like chain ply them or something. Does your drive band have a cross in it? Yes, it is double drive, so it's the band ends up going in sort of a figure 8 configuration, but then folded in half. So I guess from your angle you can't see it, but yes, the drive band does cross on the bottom side. But I guess that's largely hidden by the bobbin right now. I would eventually love to get a whole bunch. No, at least one more spinning wheel. Something that potentially spins thicker yarn, because the weight of yarn that I am more or less spinning right now, or the thickness of the yarn that I am producing. She produces this one weight of yarn, and that is all. This is where she's happy, this is what she does, and that is all. So having a more modern wheel with the ability to make different thicknesses of yarn would be neat. Have you tried having the cross on the top to ply? I feel like I did try that at one point, but also that would have been a long time ago when I was much, much worse at this. So might be worth... Hello. Don't make that sound. It might be worth trying again, now that you point that out. I will make a mental note to try that when I get around to applying all this stuff. The other question is, how do I want to apply it? Like, do I want to apply the singles with themselves? Or do I want to apply different colors together? I just don't know. Do I want to make it into like one big like gradient-ish, a marled gradient kind of deal? Do I want to leave them as minis? Because each of these is... Heck, I don't know. I want to say like 20 or 30 grams. The box now? 25 grams. So, box in total gives me 300 grams. Stop clicking. Sometimes it makes a difference, yeah. Well, I will definitely give that a try. I'm going to attempt to finish this bit of floof by the next ad break, but then we're gonna definitely take a few minutes so I can stand up and stretch, because I am feeling this. Need to do some hand and arm stretches so I can keep going. I've been rather productive today, I think. I get like super into spinning for a couple of weeks, and I'll just spin for like as much as I physically can every day without hurting myself. And then I just won't touch it for months. Which is why I'm still spinning a Christmas advent calendar that I did in fact start on December 1st. And I was super into it for a week, and then all of the Christmas stuff started happening and I didn't have time, and then just sat for months. As you do. My wheel might need a break after this, too. Might have to rearrange camera angles yet again and do something different. It's just absolutely mesmerizing to do. I love it. Like, full meditation mode. I am definitely not remembering that I'm supposed to be talking. Maybe I don't need to. Oops. It's been most weeks sometimes, most days depending on what I have prepped. So I started spinning de-stress from work. Yeah. Let's move that down one. This is gonna be... I did not wind this. Oh, it's gonna be super fun to try and get off later. Every time I pick up spinning again, I'm like, why have I not done this for, like, months? It's so great. Problem with antique wheels is they have opinions on stuff and are more affected by humidity and things. And right now, Esmeralda is not thrilled with me. She keeps rattling that one pin loose. So I think we'll finish this fluff. And then we'll do something that isn't spinning, because also my shoulder hurts. Don't overdo it. Yeah. No, I have literally a handful of fluff left, so I can finish this like 5 grams of fluff. We're not in injury territory. We're just like, oh, yeah, I should be done very soon territory. Starting a whole new 25 grams at this point would be a bad idea. And here's nearly time for bed. Ooh, yes. Definitely, don't stay up too late. I have to remember not to stay up too late. I actually have to get up tomorrow on a Saturday. I mean, not super early or anything, but I'm meeting the sibling for brunch. But sibling is the next town over, so I gotta drive a little bit. Since I gotta actually get up. Racing my ad timer a little bit. Got 4.5 minutes before the next ad break. And I'd really like to finish this. We'll see. I think that might be my wheel saying she's done. Come on, can you last 2 more minutes for the ads? For the ads? Just 2 minutes. 2 minutes. With a 1 minute timer until the ad, can I finish the literal handful of fluff? It's like 3 grams of fluff. Probably less. This is the race. Oh. Evidently, no, I can't. Okay. We have literally that much. All right. BRB, everybody take a few minutes, get up, stretch, hydrate. We'll be back in a few minutes. We're back. We're gonna do some knitting now. At least until such a time as the light gets too terrible. Which is honestly probably not gonna be that long. So this is a sock. It's most of the foot of a sock. It's eventually going to be an over-the-knee sock with this crazy cable nonsense all the way up. But right now, I'm going to not eat the fiber that is now covering my microphone. Right now, I am shaping the gusset. I need to work this chart up to row probably all the way through and back to row 1 is probably what. This crazy chart over here. I don't know how many crafty folks are in the chat, but if you are so inclined to make these for yourself, they are called the Yukon River Stockings, and they are in Interweave Knits Winter 2018 edition. I have wanted to make these since I initially saw them, and I don't know, finally was re-inspired the other day. And I thought to myself, hey, I have some yarn, let's, you know, spur the moment cast on. It's fine. Don't worry about it. This lighting really is bad. I wonder if there's anything I can do about that. I need like a nice top-down light for this. I do not have that. And one of these days, when I come back from break, I'll remember to turn down the music volume. Audio balance is a thing. Audio balance is a thing that I am not good at. Sounds like a slightly drunk waltz. Knit 2. Increase 1. Knit across. So I think we'll carry on for another 20-ish minutes, and then we can raid out to somebody else. Don't know who. No idea who's going to match this vibe. Did I even do that properly? I did not. Let's make my increases lean the right direction. How about that? Because, of course, when you add new stitches to make something bigger, they can lean in different directions. They can have various different shapes. And if they don't all lean in the same direction, it looks a little bit messy. Like, it's perfectly fine. The end result will be just fine. It could just be a little neater if they all go the same direction. We can get that. There we go. This isn't going to annoy me at all. We really do need that light. Ah. It's fine. We'll make do as the sun goes down. Hello, Amber Dragon. Doo-doo. was a chill crafting kind of day, so here we are. There was some spinning, but then both me and my wheel were not having it. Did I manage to... Yeah, I did. That was supposed to be a pearl last row. Oh well, quick surgery, let's fix it. Get you in front of there, and then... Choop. There we go. Now you're the right kind of stitch. Full-time streaming insofar as dedicating a workday's worth of time to it and the admin work around it. Not that I'm going to stream 8 hours a day. That's just not happening. I do not have that kind of stamina. But, you know, more streaming and more VODs and, you know. More streaming, more VODs. Grow the audience, you know, standard stuff. I think I can only sustainably do 3, maybe 4 hours in a day. It's just too much otherwise. My chair is not that comfortable. Did not throw an increase in here, did I? No, we're good. At this exact moment, we're working on the cabled socks. Because I thought they'd look neat on camera. Of all the things on my table currently, it seemed like the thing that would look the best on camera. But before this, we were spinning. Got through 2 whole things of fiber from the advent calendar. Behold, cables. Hey, naps are important. I believe one of your New Year's resolutions was more snacks and more naps, so you're doing great on the more naps front. Isn't it great? It's so... I just want to touch it. I just want to pet it and admire it. See how pretty it is? Wait, chat, you're in the way. Chat, I'm gonna make you smaller. You're in the way of the beauty of the sock. There we go. So pretty. Struggle, struggle, struggle. Anyway, I think we'll do another round or 2, I think. And then we'll go find somebody to raid. Because I need to not be at this desk for a while. Which way are we cabling here? This way. Behold the magic of cabling without a cable needle. So tight. This music is going to put me to sleep soon. It's like if you listen to chill lo-fi hip-hop for like 2.5 hours straight. You get real chill. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gosh darn it. I've flipped it again. We're supposed to be a purl stitch, not a knit stitch. A little too chill for crafting? Eh. I'm not gonna change the mood now. I mean, honestly, later I'm gonna go back to watching the last few episodes of Angel. Cause that... I started watching the Buffy spin-off series Angel last year sometime. And I don't know, I hit a point like halfway through season 5 where I'm like, that's enough. I'll come back to you later. So this week is later. And now I have like 3 or 4 episodes left. And then I will finally have consumed all of the Buffyverse TV. I know there's like a mountain of comic books and stuff, graphic novels, whatever. We did a rewatch of Firefly last week. It's good stuff. I always enjoy a rewatch of Firefly. And I was lamenting how we never really find out Shepherd Book's backstory. And then Mr. Artemis is like, but wait, I have these Firefly graphic novels that answer that exact question you just asked. And I'm like, what? How long have you had these? And he's like, forever? And I'm like, okay. So I have some graphic novels I need to read now. Avatar: The Last Airbender. I never got into that one. I should watch that sometime. Firefly is old, but you know, I love it. There's something about the like early 2000s sci-fi fantasy around then that I love it. I don't know if it's a nostalgia thing. It can't be a nostalgia thing because I didn't watch any of these when they were on. So it's not a nostalgia thing. I did do that cable, right? Yes, I did. I don't know, maybe it's a nostalgia for the era. I don't know. Anyway, I am thoroughly enjoying all of the early 2000s TV. Specifically the sci-fi fantasy. We did the full 10 episode arc of Stargate last year. I can't believe I didn't watch that when it was on. I would have enjoyed it so much. I think. I don't know, maybe I was too young. And the various Star Treks, Battlestar, Babylon 5. Oh, did I remember to do the increase? I did not. I have to unknit this row. Loved watching Stargate was on TV at the same time as Babylon 5. They have like a similar vibe, I feel. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't. Oh, Farscape. That was the other one. That's another one I need to do a rewatch of. It has been an age since I've seen Farscape. I want to see the puppets again. Love me some practical effects. Corail 89, hello. Welcome in. I am tinking a row because I forgot to do an increase at the beginning of it. I'm doing so well. Hot take, the puppet episodes of Stargate and Angel are the best episodes. I do enjoy those episodes. I would not say they are the best episodes. They are delightfully silly. I'm always down for a musical episode. Cheesy and terrible as it is, I love a good musical episode. I will not go so far as to say that the musical episodes are the best. I just really enjoy them personally. Puppet episodes are pretty good. I enjoyed when Stargate did like clip episodes because they fully acknowledged what an absolute lore dump it was. Like, Stargate knew what kind of show it was and fully leaned into it and didn't try to be anything else, and I really appreciate that. So I actually quite enjoyed the clip episodes. Yeah, I know you don't like the musical episodes. They're not for everybody, but gosh darn, I love them. Because there's never a really good reason for them. Like, it's incredibly contrived and just the cheesiest of cheese. But I love it. Okay. Was that very intense row? Here's the test. Is it big enough? Pardon me while I try this on my foot. Is it big enough? Do I need to keep going? Probably I need to keep going. Oh, actually I don't. It would be insanely awkward of me to put my foot on my desk, so I'm not going to do that, but trust me, it fits. think that might be all the gusset I need. Otherwise, you want me to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more rows. I think that's like fully an inch, and I think that would be too big. I'm fudging this slightly. Because this yarn is actually a little bit thinner. It's just like one little bit thinner, 1 weight thinner than the pattern actually calls for. So I've been making the biggest size thus far. And widthwise, it works great. But lengthwise, it looks like I should go with the middle size. Sorry, just reading patterns. Yeah, because I do not need a 9.5 inch foot for the biggest one. 9.25. Lies. Huh. I'm learning things about the size of my foot. Lies. I fully do want the biggest size. Never mind. I gotta do 8 more rows. Oh. Oh. 8 more rows for the gusset, and then do the heel. So much. Okay. Well, griping about it isn't gonna get it done, is it? You know what? What if I put this over here? And then you guys can see the picture a little bit better, and then that ridge is not so much in my way. Oddly, no, griping will not get it done. It's, yeah, weird how that works. Only getting it done actually gets it done. Fascinating, that. Music finished. Did we finish that entire playlist? It rather looks like we did. Well, let's start it again. Plain row. Here we go. I think I do want to raid out after this row, because my after all of that time at the spinning wheel. And I don't quite have the right chair for it. I have yet to find the right chair for it. Because it's such an awkwardly... She's just a little wheel. And so any chair I have is just like a little too tall. So I need to get up and move around and not be sitting for a bit. So when I finish this row, we'll raid out. We feeling like a crafting stream? Or do we want to go find a Dwarf Fortress stream? What's the vibe, chat? You're tempted to stream tonight after the live with Louise. I'm still dizzy. Sitting is better than laying down. Ooh. That's just a rough day. Oh, Flawless Sparrow is good. Could go raid him. This is falling asleep music. No wonder I'm falling asleep. Go figure. Alright, plain knit, and then go do a raid. I'm very excited to have these socks. I'm so ready for that lifestyle shot in the corner there to be me. Just with purple socks. I'm so ready. Side note, the yarn that I'm making these socks out of, so I finish this row, but this yarn here is exactly, well, not obviously not the same color, but it's the same base as the sweater that I'm wearing that I made. So, is good yarn, very comfy. Oh. Alright, let's put that around nicely. I'm vaguely annoyed with myself because I actually went to the trouble of like doing makeup and stuff today. Like, yeah, my face is going to be on camera. No, it's not. It was just like my hands all day. I didn't need to do makeup today. Lame. Alright. Let's set up this here raid. What have we got? Mm-hmm. All right, what is Flawless Sparrow doing? We Happy Few. First playthrough. What's the vibe? What even is this? Oh, that looks violent. I don't know if that's the vibe. I don't know if that's the vibe. What about Claiborne? He was in here earlier. Vintage Story. What is that? This looks like Minecraft. Shush phone. Looks like Minecraft, but not. Let's try this. All right. Oh, of course I gotta reach all the way across here to go be like, do I have a schedule? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know if that's an accurate schedule. No, that's not an accurate schedule. I do have socials that have a Discord. I thank you in advance. Yeah. Raid buddies. Yeah, I will be absolutely revamping all of the scheduling, because I can. But I'm looking at doing 3 days of streaming next week, probably Wednesday, Thursday, Friday afternoons. Afternoons seem to work better for me. I'm just tired in the evenings. I don't like streaming in the evenings. I am daytime streamer. Anyway, thank you everybody for hanging out. We'll go hang out in somebody else's stream now. And I'll see everybody next week, maybe Wednesday. Bye.